Do you need help? Nope.
Nothing like flashing.
And roll.
Roll.
Right.
Let's do this, Kelly.
Mine won't turn
Oh,
on.
here, let me open.
Can you turn me on there, Katie?
Ooh.
Turn me on. Turn on my microphone.
Okay, you're on.
Okay. Thank
I'm
you.
going to let you clip yourself,
I'll clip myself.
Oh
my gosh. Oh my gosh. It is a Katie day.
Good
and
morning.
I've already got it. We've already got it going on. I'm trying to turn mine down a little bit. Okay.
Oh, why?
Oh, I just don't want to have my heavy breathing going on today, Katie.
What happens?
Okay.
All right.
All
Good
right,
morning.
We're getting ourselves together. Hello, everybody. Katie, we have
Good morning.
101 people watching
Ooh,
right
congratulations
now
to the 01 person.
That's
the
right.
101.
We've got so many people, Beth and Billy Sue and Judy and Janice and Kathy and Peggy Rose.
Wow. Let us know if you're
and
new.
Beth and Marcia. Yeah, maybe we'll have
We have some new person. We've had some new viewers, which is quite exciting.
And Katie,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We are so close to having 8,000 followers. We are just a few.
On our Facebook?
A handful away, yes, on our Facebook.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell Jason to like us. I'll tell my boys to like us.
Yes, Katie's boys are going to push us over the edge.
Yes.
Well, when we hit 8,000, we're going to do something special.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Like a discount of 8,000%.
Yes, if that was even possible. I wish that was so possible.
I like how your voice
Katie.
went, yes.
We would all love that.
Yes.
Well, today we have a couple things. We have Katie, which is amazing.
Good morning.
And Katie took one of our classes, virtual classes that were in our retailer training with Wendy Vecchi. And Wendy is so wonderful. She has been to Memory Bound a couple times, her and her husband Rick, and we love them. And she's learned how to do some doodling and ink blending using Wendy's archival inks. And that is going to be amazing. And Katie, it looks like you have a lot of stuff to show us here.
Yeah. I learned a lot. And I am going to ink. Can you believe it?
Katie's inking.
I am. I love it.
I
had a good time. I do. And I have my all important paper towels.
Okay,
and my paper towels, so I won't be rubbing anything under the table. Oh yeah.
And I'll set that note back there. So before we do
reminders.
that, we're going to show a couple things.
Sound different.
I sound different?
Everything on?
Everything's on, but I've turned myself low.
She's put herself
Am
low.
I too low?
That's what it was.
All right,
You're
let me
too
go.
low.
I'll turn it up a little bit. Okay.
All right, there you go. Is that better? And
Yes.
she was talking lower with her low voice.
Yes,
like
I
when
was
you have
not
a cold.
our
Your
Saturday Night
Valentine
Live
voice.
winter or holiday special voice.
Hello.
Okay, well, Beth was here yesterday and had a good time. Beth,
Good.
Thank you. I'm glad you could.
I like it when people say they had a good time at our store.
I know, isn't it funny?
Yeah.
It's like going to a party.
It is.
PJ's at Daytona Beach, and Diana's suggesting an 800% discount.
800%. There we go.
Okay,
800%.
that works
Kelly
too.
says. When Kelly gets, and I tell her something that she can't believe, her voice goes, whoa! And it makes me giggle because it takes me back to that memory.
Yeah, then she
when
loves
we
that.
switched everything and it wasn't
So-
in the system, Kelly would say, it's not in the system!
I know, I would, and because I can't believe it, but it happens.
So every once in a while I can get her to go octave.
Maybe that'll happen today, Katie.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
Now,
Okay.
yesterday, Katie was gone.
I was.
She was gone, so she missed all this, but this Physics Chapter 1 arrived finally. This was due on in January, the 1st of January, and it got delayed like a lot of things in life since the pandemic. So it is here now, and there's a couple items that are shipping this week. The Tim Holtz Bunny Games and his bold text, is it? The die?
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
So that hasn't arrived
Yeah.
yet, but we
This
do
stuff's
have all of
amazing.
these other goodies. So if you missed it, here it is. We just did a little tour.
How fun are these?
And Katie, we had a question about this. Would you
okay.
open one and
Oh,
measure
gosh.
it?
Measure it,
Somebody
yeah.
asked a question yesterday, and just so you know, we don't see everything right away with questions and that during the live videos. I know
Yeah.
it's weird, and it is weird, but it has been proven that we don't always see the questions, and I saw that last night, and we want to measure it and let you know how
Sure.
big it is. Oh, it's bigger than I thought.
4 1/4.
4 1/4.
by 5 and a half.
So the perfect A2.
Perfect, yes,
and
absolutely
you can cut
perfect.
that apart, and you can layer it for different like plaids.
Oh, that's really cool.
There's been a
isn't
lot
it?
of neat things done with that. And
I know a lot of staff got
one's
it.
going, yeah, a lot of
Oh,
staff
one's
got
going
it,
home
one's
with you
going
too?
home with me
Well, then I
too.
better take one too.
You better get one too.
If you're getting one. This, how fun is that?
Yeah.
So it cuts
It's
1,
stacked
2, 3, 4, 5.
tiles hearts.
So 5 times 5 is at 25
That
hearts.
is 25.
That
Katie,
is phenomenal. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, and here we have Jan is asking for a friend. Did we get Gladys?
Gladys is not here
Gladys
yet.
was here, and Gladys is coming back.
Gladys left the building.
So Gladys has left the building. But we
Yes.
have more Gladys coming, and Gladys is the flamingo, and the flamingo with an attitude, I might say.
Yeah, she's
With a
awesome.
gratitude.
With a gratitude.
Gladys
with a gratitude.
So we do have those coming back in. We just didn't get quite enough of those. They were a little more popular than we predicted.
You just never know.
And then Bev is telling us, Katie, that on Tim's video he uses for baskets and to make texture on the background. And
I need to check that video out. I have not. I was a little busy
you were
last
busy.
week.
You
Yeah.
were busy, out of town.
I
on
was
a
out of
trip.
town. I went on a trip. Do people want to know where I went?
Katie, everybody wants to know. Please tell us all about your trip. Go ahead. Everyone's going to ask.
I went to New York City, Marion, Maine. I was only 8 hours away from you. I'm getting closer and closer.
Mary, she's getting closer.
Yes, and Mary's
Look
like,
out,
oh my
Mary.
gosh.
Mary, it's time to move south.
Yeah. I'm getting closer to you,
So,
Mary. Yeah. I was
anyway.
in New York City. It was fun.
Katie
That's
had a
quite
great
the place.
time.
I
So-
saw these, and I heard we can't get the confetti hearts in.
We cannot, and those are the
Darn.
replacements.
Yeah.
That our sales rep. She's so
I
wonderful.
love
she
these.
suggested these, and we're like, "Yep, send
Yep,
them our way."
I'm
and
gonna
we'll
have to
see.
get both of these, I believe. This one I'm really drawn to. Oops, can you see that?
Now we can see it.
$12.99.
Tell us just what the names of those are. Just so people,
Let's see. This one is romantic.
So Katie's drawn to romantic.
Oh,
and what's
look
the
at that.
other one called?
This one is hearts.
Hearts. Oh, that's a good name.
I like this how it kind of goes down deeper, but it pops another one up.
Yeah, it's
That's really cool.
They're really neat. So
I'm gonna have to
they
check
are
those
a
out.
great alternative.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got a couple of paper pads in, paper tablets.
Oh, I'm on this side.
This
I'm a little
one-
nervous.
Yeah, you are. You're the Vanna, Katie. The Vanna of the
Okay.
day.
We'll see
You're
how
the
that
star.
goes.
So Chateau Lavender. Can you kind of flip through it?
Yeah, you know, when I was in New York City,
yes, of course.
you know, they had lots of purple in the stores.
I think
Lots of purple
that,
and lavender.
Color of the year is that kind of.
Oh, is
purpley,
it? Oh, that's
bluish purple,
right. It's like
periwinkle.
periwinkle. Yes, it was really pretty. Do you have an issue, Diane?
Diane's here, so we think
I know.
we're
We
in
always have
trouble.
an issue. Oh.
Something wrong with this.
Oh.
Okay, so here's music and lots of
Look at those purples,
And
though.
I've said it a
So
million.
pretty.
Go back.
Oh,
back.
sorry,
I
sorry.
don't want to take a lot of time, but look at
Oh, yeah.
this one. It's really kind of
Oh.
vintage, and then the flower is glittery right there. My daughter, I say this all the time, and my grandson, purple's their favorite color.
I like purple too. Some polka dots, and polka
So
dots
this
are
is going to be online
Oh, my
under
goodness.
paper pads, 12 by 12, and it's Chateau Lavender.
Ooh,
I
look
think
at
if
that.
you typed in Chateau, it would pop right up.
I love those teeny patterns. And it does have a glitter, so if you're going to adhere something to it, I would suggest score tape.
Yes,
But
oh,
that
and
is
Janet
so
has put
pretty.
a link on our
Thanks,
comments,
Janet.
So she's amazing.
Look at the cover even has glitter on it.
Oh, you can't beat
You
that.
fussy cut those out.
Now the other one is called Wedding Day,
This is
and
pretty.
it's hard to find good wedding things. And those of you that have scrapbooked weddings
Oh my goodness.
understand that totally. Katie's having some trouble figuring this out.
How do you want me to?
Now this one's got foil in it, and this is two-sided. I think the other one was one-sided paper.
Yeah, how do you do that? I think that could be a challenge at
So this
times.
one's
But use some really basics.
$21.99, and you're going to get 36 sheets.
Oh,
So
this one has cut aparts in it.
that's less than $1 a sheet, so it's a pretty good deal if you are working on a wedding project or anniversary. Or
And it smells good.
Katie just sniffed it. You might have, if you caught that. She says it smells good.
Oh, look at that one. That one's pretty. That's very pretty.
And that one's called
Or
Wedding
Happy
Day.
Day. I
And
like
we just
that.
have a couple of those, so if it's popular, we'll get some more coming. And how much is the
This one?
Chateau Lavender?
$21.99
Okay.
for 48 sheets, I believe. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
That's a lot of paper in
That's
there.
really good.
Yeah. And then it looks
Okay.
like we have some little sequins. Oh, there are music notes in there. Can you see those? I did not check this.
No, I
see
can't.
that.
We can't see them. Where are they? Oh, there's one.
There you
they
go.
are.
Yeah.
So it is called Concerto. Is
Oh.
that how you pronounce that?
I'm not going to try because I know
Concerto?
I've been called out on how I pronounce stuff.
All right. Well,
So I would say, yeah.
Okay,
And then
we're going from concerto to motorcycles.
which also make a loud noise.
These are motorcycle
Little
brads.
brads. How fun
Very
are those?
cool, very
$3.49 they both are.
That is part of my husband's midlife crisis.
Oh, that
He
is,
got
isn't
a
it? He got a motorcycle
last year.
Yeah, but you go for rides with him, right? On the back
yes,
with the
only
helmet?
because it's a three-wheeler. It's a grandpa. We call it a grandpa motorcycle.
Now, if you don't like the music or you don't like the gold, remember, just pick out what you want. I mean, pull them out when you buy them. I do that. Ooh,
That's
back in stock.
Back in stock. And this was a stamp that Dawn was really inspired by, and she showed us several cards.
That was a great video.
Here's a page layout that she watercolored.
Slim Pop Blooms for $14.99.
So Pop Blooms is back in. I think there's a couple people waiting on those, and we'll give you a call. And we showed that yesterday.
Oh.
That's the Sizzix. I don't know why it's still here.
All right.
And this is a stamp from Stampendous that we're going to be demoing with in a couple weeks. And it's called Dogwood.
Friends.
Dogwood
Friends.
Friends. Oh, Dogwood
That's really
Friends.
pretty.
It's got really neat quotes on it.
$16.49.
So that we're going to demo in a couple
that.
weeks. We're going to show you things to do with it, I guess I'm going to say. And then we have one new collection, a whole new collection that's really nice. We saved that for last. And Beth is working on her wedding album, Katie.
Oh.
She got married in Vegas, and so did my sister.
Gosh, how fun.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh my word. Okay, this is a clear stamp from our new company. Well, no, it's P13.
Yeah, it's P13. The collection is new. It's called
Farm Sweet Farm.
Yeah, it's really
$13.29.
We like that stamp set. It's got your gardening tools. It's got your stacked animals.
I mean,
you
that
can't
happens.
go wrong with
yeah.
stacked animals.
The
that
shovels,
happens.
those are
Katie?
great. I guess.
It could happen. It could happen.
There's so many things that have them stacked.
I've not seen it in real.
I guess I've never seen a pig on top of a cow, but you just
could
never
happen.
know. It could happen. I'm going to show these bigger papers first.
That's a good
How about
idea.
that? But I want to show
Yeah, there's the
the
logo.
logo.
Right there.
Isn't he just the sweetest
Yeah.
little thing?
Super cute.
Oh, okay. So
here we go with Farm Sweet Farm, and this is online if you want to get a better look at it under New and P13 Farm Sweet Farm. Oh, it's got a nice solid. Now look at that.
red tractor. If you're a red tractor person. Oh, these are nice.
Yeah, they're really nice. It's really nice quality
Oh,
paper.
look at the shovels if you're doing a garden journal. That's great. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's just look at these animals. It's so cute. Oh my
gosh.
There's a bunny.
That's a cow.
Cow. Thanks,
Calf.
Katie.
Calf.
And there's a
Pony.
horse or pony. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
All right. These are so pretty. The grays and browns together.
Feathers, yeah, I like gray and brown together. Oh, beautiful
Oh, yeah.
watercolor flowers.
This is really nice. Oh, gotta love some cut aparts. Some journaling cards.
Okay, and this one I really
Oh,
like
this
too.
is
the
really
words,
nice.
family
Happiness so
time,
sweet. Good memories.
Fresh memories. It's really, really beautiful.
Plaid. And then this is kind of, it's a print.
Very muted.
Yeah.
Nice background.
Oh, and then
And
you
then
can use these as cut aparts too.
Cut apart all these little images.
But look how
And there's
nice.
your green tractor, Katie. So you could replace your red tractor. Thanks, Katie.
Sorry.
We're like John Deere people here, aren't we?
I know, not me. I know, I'm the, one of these girls is doing her own thing. One of these people are not like the others. But look at those, the one side. Aren't those pretty?
Yeah. Now flip it and let's see the other side.
More bright.
Yeah. So
That is a good
that's
paper
the new
collection
Farm
when you
Sweet
can do
Farm,
both.
And it's got a 6x6 tablet,
Yeah.
and it's got a 12x12 tablet if you just want to get all the papers.
So the 12 by 12 tablet is $17.99, and it has 12 double-sided sheets. And the 6 by 6 is $8.29, and it has 24 double-sided sheets.
So everything's
Ooh.
just a little smaller. Very cool.
Yeah, very nice. I love that. And then the
Okay.
sticker that goes with it. Or not the sticker, the stamp.
Stamp.
Oh, we forgot one thing, Kelly. How could we forget?
Oh my gosh, this is like Katie's
Yay!
dream. Okay,
Yes!
the Doodle Cuts,
is
Love Notes is
in.
here.
And I don't know if I still have one of the cards here or not. Nope, not right
we
there.
don't.
That's okay. But it's $24.99. It has the envelopes, and the envelopes you can use for anything, and for birthday or for Valentine's Day. I mean, you can just because the envelopes are the perfect size.
Those are
and
from
here's
the Love Notes collection, but they go with anything
yes.
because everybody loves mail. All right.
Love
So
those,
that,
yeah.
we have a lot of people that were calling this morning that
For
had
those.
put their names in for those. And here's a couple of the mini
Whoops.
dies that
Thinking
are
of you.
from Creative Expressions.
$5.99 with sympathy. $3.99. I think this must have a border. Yeah, this one has a border on
okay.
it. And then Get Well, $3.99.
Very
Those
nice.
are nice basic ones to have
Good for
on
card
time.
friends for sure. And
Yeah,
speaking
on
of
hand,
cards,
not
Katie,
on-
I got
yeah.
that's my transition.
Oh, okay,
We
yes.
received a card in the mail that
Oh,
Diane
yes.
just ran over to show us, and it's from Lori.
Yes.
And I want to show it because the die on the front is one that I absolutely loved, and it is a box.
Oh,
Katie's busy
yes.
reading
I'm sorry.
it, and then she'll show it to us.
Sorry about that.
I absolutely love this die.
Yes.
It looks like a box, so you could use it for moving or have balloons coming out.
This-
and Lori has hearts coming out.
What a
from
great
the-
idea, isn't it?
It looks like the confetti heart punch, possibly.
Yep.
that she.
It might be.
So Lori, that is amazing.
I love it.
We love it, and
I love to see how I have the box die. I think it's an IO, isn't it?
Yes.
Impression Obsession. And I'm going to do this. So, Lori, I'm going to copy your idea.
I love it
Thank you
too.
for that. I love it.
So thank you, Lori, for the
Yeah,
card.
and then we're going to start hanging our cards. We just thought of this morning.
Oh, we just thought of it. So this
Yeah.
is new.
This is new. We're going to start hanging cards that we get from our friends from afar over here, and so we have
All
more.
right.
So we'll start putting them up. So if yours isn't there, no worries. We're going to find
We'll
them.
get them and put them up. Oh,
Yeah.
Diana's here today.
Yay, Diana!
Katie, are you ready to ink and
Yeah.
doodle?
Should we say where we're from?
Well, I guess we could in case we have some new people. Thanks for joining us this morning, everybody. We're so happy you're here, and I really mean that.
We do.
We're memory bound. We're right in the middle of Iowa, right in the middle of the country. If you're ever heading on I-80 or I-35, we're right at the crossroads between those two
Yeah.
interstates, and we'd love to see you.
We would.
And here's what we're doing today, and I'm so excited. I'm so glad I'm videotaping
Yay.
because I want to learn how to do some of that.
Oh, and it's very easy. This video is going to be a little bit longer just because it's so technique overdrive and overload, and you will love it. So, get your
Katie-
coffee?
Katie, I got to interrupt you.
Oh, okay.
Diana's asking about the box die, and I
Yeah.
honestly don't know if we still have it. We're going to have to
Can't
flag
know if
down
I've
a
seen
staff
it.
member when
Yeah.
they go by. So
And I
remind
thought
me.
about we need to get like a flag
Yes.
so we can flag people down.
Or a horn we can
A
beep or
horn
something
or a
so
bell.
that a staff
Yes.
member can rush over to
Because
our...
staff members sometimes do rush by and we're going,
yeah.
and it
But
doesn't
they
work.
don't see that, Katie. That,
How could they not? Right?
oh my gosh, Oshra said this is the best place on earth, a magical
Oh,
place.
Oshra.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Janie
Oshra,
says we're
thank
the
you.
best. That is so
Thank you.
sweet. Oh
That's
my
so
gosh.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
We think it's
Oh.
about you guys though too.
We do, we
Yes.
do,
Yes.
for
At
sure.
Oshra, I have to say we've signed people up for the crop, and they have said, "Can I sit at Oshra's table?" So I thought that was
Uh-oh.
a huge thing.
Well,
Call
it
out
is.
too, and other people have said, "Oh, can I sit at this table, or sit at this table, or sit at this table?" So, and first timers were like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll find you somebody to sit with." So
We will. We will.
that's just a shout out to our nice customers. I hope I
It is.
said that well.
You said it very well, Katie.
All right, let's take a look at real quick what I'm going to be using. I'll start and then I'll refer. Uh-oh.
And we got to get the white pen too. I don't see those out.
Oh, my Posca pens. My Posca pen? There,
Yes,
I
your
did not
Posca
grab
pens.
it. My Posca
They
pen.
are your Posca pens, Katie.
Yeah.
Well, show us your other stuff, and then we'll go like
Oh,
this.
Diana she waved at me. I went like this and she
waved
waved
out.
back.
Hey.
She just waved back.
When she goes back by, snap your fingers.
Okay. She might snap back at me.
Amber says Trader Joe's has a large question mark on a stick.
Oh, so if you have
And-
do you as a customer hold it up?
I don't know. And Lorianne says we have 3 box dies in our inventory.
Oh, thank you. I
So-
appreciate that.
Oh my gosh.
We
Oh,
need.
wait.
We, you know what? It takes a village, doesn't it? Oops.
Okay, wait. We have a squirrel question from Michelle. I used the confetti heart punch yesterday to punch hearts for my grandson's Valentine box for school. I put the toilet paper adhesive on the paper and punched it, and it worked great. But is it a good idea to punch through adhesive regularly?
It will get gummy.
It will gum up your punch.
Yeah.
You'd have to clean it maybe with a brush.
What do you need?
I can't remember what
You'll
I
have
need.
to clean it with maybe a
Ooh,
brush and some
Impression
undo.
Obsession
Look-
box.
Look at Katie.
Impression Obsession box die. Is that what we're looking for?
And Posca pens.
Oh, Posca pens.
Posca pens I got.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's the other one?
Impression Obsession. It should be in the
Diana,
eyes.
It looks like that card hanging up there.
We're so professional.
We are professional.
Diana, Katie, what do you want?
Oh, okay. Amber says an employee used to walk around with the thing at
Oh, and so if you had a question, you would go to that person.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that.
And Katie,
Do I look good?
Yeah,
oh,
you could do that.
I kind of look like the Statue of
Katie,
Liberty.
Claudia has made 25 Katie Valentine pockets for her craft retreat buddies.
Oh
Doesn't that
my
just make
gosh!
you feel good?
Yes, it does.
Oh, they're gonna
It's
love
just-
them. They're
this
gonna
just,
love them. Katie should feel good about
It does.
that.
It's so surprising when you do that, and then people actually
Katie,
make your idea.
Were you going to show your
Yeah,
stuff
but let's
over
just get
here?
started.
Are you sure you don't want to show your product?
All right. Okay. All right. I am going to use the Wendy Vecchi
I love that.
Station because it's going to stay. And this is the first time I've used it, and it's phenomenal.
It is good, isn't
If
it?
you use stencils, you need to have this.
And there's the
it's
bigger size too, the
$14.99.
12 by 12.
Yeah.
The bigger size is $21.99. So if you want a bigger one, if you're doing bigger things or multiple things, that's handy also.
I'm also going to be using the Tim Holtz applicator and the refills, or I should say the applicator, but you might want to get some refills too. And then I'm going to be using, this is the first time I've used this little detailed blending brush, and I really liked it.
That's interesting. That was a
Yes.
Wendy Vecchi thing when it came out. for
Good
sure.
morning, Janine.
Oh, Janine's
Hello.
here. Hi, Janine. Everybody's here.
All right, this is going to be our main stamp, is the Wendy Vecchi Make Art, and let me see what it's called. It's called Thank You. And it has the flowers and some leaves on it and some sentiments, but you get the stamp and the dies and the stencil for only $14.99. That is called bargain.
So $14.99, and this
Yes.
is it's called Thank You, and this is going to be online. Well, I know that Janet will put a link out,
Yes,
but it's
thank you.
online
Oh,
under
thank
Wendy
you
Vecchi.
so. Oh my gosh, Posca. Oh, Diana, you
Okay,
are the
So
best.
here's the Diana. Wait. Okay, here's the die with the little box that Lori made, and it is adorable. I loved it when we saw it at market and ordered it. And Diana, could you have Diane check to make sure it's online, or can you make sure it's online?
Yeah, thank
They're
you.
going to make sure it's online.
Love it,
I can't believe we had it. That was a miracle.
isn't it? All right. Also, if you want, just want to remind people that we have these life-changing brushes. It can come in a pack of 2. I really do like these also. These are the same size in a pack of 2 for $13.99. These are a little bit smaller, or is it
That
the
looks
same
like
one?
the same one.
It's the same one.
But you have the smaller
All right,
ones there.
these are the smaller ones. Those are tinier for a little bit more detailed work. $25.99 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then
Big
this
Daddies.
is the Big Daddies. They're really soft.
I have them all. They work real.
Yeah,
They are
they
really
do.
good for stenciling and for. It's an alternative to the mini ink
Yeah.
blending tool, but they both have their own purposes.
They do. All right.
And Robin says the box die is online. So Robin, thank you. Oh my gosh.
All right.
We need to hire some of these people and get them here working, Katie. Okay, I'm sorry. We have more.
Yeah, well, this is kind of important because these are the inks I'll be using.
Okay.
The Wendy Vecchi colors. And check this out. This is leaf green, and it is a great green. This is peat moss that I'll be using. And then I'll be using periwinkle.
Oh,
It's like
the
a purple,
colors of
yeah.
here.
And night sky. They're very, very pretty. And then goldenrod also. So those are the colors I'm using. And then we do have spools of my favorite ribbon, the grid ribbon. And these would match perfectly, these colors. And so if you want a whole spool of it, $9.99 for a spool that's probably going to last you quite some time, 25 yards.
So you get 25 yards for $9.99.
Yeah.
And we have lots of colors. We discovered that these had come in, and they were kind of buried. I discovered that we had all of these. So I wanted to make sure that we showed everybody because those kind of are out of stock often, and they're not out of stock right now. They're here.
Okay, let's get going because it's so exciting and it's technique ridden. So like I was going to say, grab your coffee and a notepad to take some
You want
notes.
people to take notes.
Yeah, why not? Why not? All right, so I have to follow along here first. All right, so I'm going to use my little Make Art, and it comes with 4 magnets already in the box and a ruler. So I should say my station. So this ruler is also enclosed, and I think it's in
You
my
don't
other
have yours
place.
somewhere,
Yeah, I know where it is though. Now what you can do is she takes a craft mat. So we have 18 by 15 for $10.99. Wendy Vecchi takes her craft mat and she covers her station. And that way you can clean your surface quite easily. It's not hard to clean, but if you're going to be using a lot, you might want to do that. Or you could cover the other one, which is 12 by 12, the station also. She covers her station with her mat.
When she does certain things, or all
Nope,
the time?
all the time.
Oh,
She
all
has
the
it,
time?
yeah, over it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
Katie,
Okay.
there is a question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt.
you're fine.
Susie has a question. Do you have
Yeah.
to have separate brush sets for distress and oxide inks? If so, which set could you also use with archival inks? You do have to keep your oxides separate. From
Yes,
your
because they will
distress.
bleed into, yeah. And what I just do is have all my tips or my brush tops. So these are my archival ones. I will say my goldenrod I had used with my distress, but it had dried.
Okay.
So it was dried, I checked it. And so,
Oh yeah, it's very dry.
yeah, it's very dry.
So if you're using the blender tool, you can have different foams depending on the inks that you're using. But
Yeah.
you do not want to put your distress ink into an oxide.
Right.
Or it won't be good.
Correct. All right, let me,
And the brushes, if you're using the brushes like Katie showed, I would just kind of wash them out between types of
yeah.
inks. And I don't know if I would use those on archival, would you?
they're going to stain your,
They
I mean,
will
you could
stain.
try, they will stain. I did. So
Okay,
I-
she did, so she knows.
And then while it was still wet, one of the rags, the cloths that we had, the micro.
Oh, microfiber cloths.
Yeah, I just cleaned it off
They're
on that.
really good for cleaning the
Yeah,
brushes.
so I cleaned
Okay,
it off on
how
that.
do you clean the mat if you don't use the paper?
Well, you can use pure alcohol, like 100% alcohol that you can buy at the drugstore.
So not,
And
well, you can buy both kinds.
Yeah,
They're
you
good.
could, vodka works, or like 100%, but hand sanitizer is 100% basic
Most
alcohol.
of them are, yeah.
And so this is just a spray one, and if you remember back when we were using hand sanitizer nonstop, some of it was almost like watery, and you could put that into just a squirt bottle.
Oh, and just
I
spray
use
it.
it. Yeah, and I'm going to show you how to use this too,
Okay.
how to clean them. Wendy Vecchi she bought 100% alcohol bottle that you use to clean wounds.
Okay. Okay.
The nursing stuff.
Okay, Katie.
I don't know. I obviously haven't had to buy it. Wounds.
I'm glad. I'm
Okay,
glad you
Thank
haven't.
you. All right. So the first card we're going to make is this one. And you see it has dots. It has a bud. And what I'm going to show you is how to color it, and I'm going to show you how to do the doodling too. So some fun doodling ideas.
I can't wait, Katie.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And yeah, it was fun. She is such a good teacher. If you ever are able to take a Wendy Vecchi class, I would highly suggest it. She makes sure that it is successful for everybody, from beginners to intermediate. She's a wonderful, wonderful teacher. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I just made a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it opens this way. But Wendy's stencils are 4 inches wide. So I am going to cut my card down to 4 inches wide. So then we don't even have to worry about,
Centering it.
yeah, because it's going to cover our card. And then I'm going to go 4 3/4, but I have forgotten
Your bigger trimmer.
my bigger trimmer, 4 3/4.
Just
So
cut
we'll
off
cut
half
that,
an
yeah.
inch.
Half an inch.
Wasn't
Okay,
it 5, was
Kelly.
it 5 1/4 before? Or
Yeah.
no, it was 5 1/2. Don't cut that off yet.
Okay,
What do you want it to be?
4
3/4?
3/4.
So cut off 3/4 of an inch.
Thank you.
And if it's wrong, I'll take responsibility.
Okay, but I trust you. You're good with numbers. Now geography.
No geography or science, please.
All right, so I did cut that down. Yeah, good
That
job.
was right.
You're
That was
right. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make these dots on the back with our stencil. And I'm going to do it right on my front cover of my
Your
panel.
card.
Thank you. All right, so see how this fits straight across?
Oh,
So you don't
okay,
even
so
have
you
to worry
want
about
to
it.
fit the stencil. I get
Yeah,
it
because
now.
the stencil's 4 inches, your card's 4 inches, you don't even have to worry about it not matching.
And are you lining it up on the lines on the? Because that's one of the benefits.
I'm just lining it up on the sides.
Okay.
Because we're going to do the dots first. And so in order to keep it there, I'm going to put my magnets down.
And they're very strong,
Oh, they are.
but they don't break when you drop them.
Right. No, or if they snap together. I'm going to put this under now. Remember, she had a craft mat under it to keep it. Oh, you know what? We're going to show how to clean it, so we won't.
You want to get it dirty?
We'll get it dirty.
We want to
Yeah.
get it dirty.
Now, one thing I want to do is to protect my dots. I don't want to put I'm going to use the goldenrod. And I don't want the goldenrod to go onto here. So I'm going to put,
flowers.
Yeah. So
okay,
I'm just
the
gonna,
trimmer, speaking of while you're taping
Yeah.
that, okay, Katie's taping that with some of that Spellbinders
just
tape
to
that we
protect
love.
it. Mhm.
This little tiny trimmer from Tim Holtz, we had them, we sold out. They're on back order now from our supplier, but we do have more coming. So
Excuse me.
if you would like one, send us an email or give us a call, and we're happy to hold one and let you know when they arrive.
All right, so now then I put my magnets back on here, and you can put as many magnets on there that you want. But I tape that, and then I'm just going to use the goldenrod and use
So
my
you
brush.
just did like you would do a distress ink.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I never
Now-
really thought about archival ink like that.
Archival, you think, what in the world? Archival are permanent. They're waterproof, but they're very forgiving, which I did not have any idea about that. But I'm going to
didn't
show you
either.
that. So I'm going to color these in with my stencil.
Katie,
And my ink.
Charlotte has a question. How
Yeah.
do you clean off sticky from under the guard on your trimmer? I don't know that I've had sticky on mine.
I haven't, but I just use undo. I
Yeah,
put it
if
on
you
a
get
paper
undo,
towel.
And I think this particular guard pops off. Some of them do, some
Yeah.
don't. But when a staff member comes by, we're going to have them grab us a bottle of undo.
Yeah. All right, so there I have my first row. And then I'm going to make my next row. I'm going to line up the bottom of the stencil with the dots I have already created.
Oh, tricky, tricky.
Yeah, and put that down again. Put the tape on, put my magnets on, and ink this back up.
So hey, everybody, you could use that technique for a lot of stencils. Your
Yes.
stencils you have at home, how she lined up the line, the row of dots with the row of dots she already inked so that it keeps them straight and everything.
Yeah. Can you hear that table squeaking?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to remove the magnets. And we still need one more row. So I'm going to line up the last row of inked ones with the first row of my stencil. And place this down. Now, this also works if you have distress inks. You can use the same technique. But if you have archival inks, go for it and see that you can actually use archival inks as blending inks also.
I did not know that, Katie.
I had
this
no
is
idea.
all new for me.
I didn't either.
And Susie's asking, what are the unique properties of archival inks, and can they be used with Copics?
They cannot be used with Copics. They'll bleed, unfortunately.
They're alcohol-based, just like Copic markers are alcohol-based. But they are permanent, so thank you. They are permanent, so you can stamp on like a photo with them, or a Yupo paper.
All right, so there is our dots. And notice I hit that. That was off at the top. I needed to be a little bit more careful.
Your stencil. But that's,
Yeah.
you're going to cover most of that up.
Yeah, so notice my stencil does have the archival ink, and it is permanent on there. You can't really wipe that off. But if I use hand sanitizer or 100% alcohol that nurses use, look, it comes right off. Which, you want to clean your stencil also.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Look at that.
So
Cleans it right
yes,
off.
It does. Or if you had alcohol wipes or something
Yeah.
like that, it would work.
Yeah, I use hand sanitizer.
Okay, and here is the undo, jumping back.
Mhm.
So this is a must-have, really, for every home, whether you are a crafter or not. And that just takes all the sticky off. It doesn't leave a residue. And, you know, there's goo gone, but that leaves kind of a greasy residue. So that works really well. And Oshra has a undo or Dawn liquid soap.
Oh,
soaked up
yeah.
chamois she has down
Oh,
here
that's
as
a
an
good
idea.
Excuse me, that's a good idea. Okay, so what I did was some pre-work. I die cut the flowers. So I went back with my die cut here, and I die cut the flowers and the leaves out. So everything but these little buds here.
So Katie
I
is
did
not
not-
using the stamp,
No,
everybody.
we're not using the stamp.
Here's the stamp, and she's not using it for this project. So you can use the stamp, but now we're going to learn a way to use the dies that is totally different.
Yes, this was an aha moment for me. All right, so I'm going to ink these up, but I am going to use the negative space where I have cut those out. And just for time's sake, or there's also some tape called Post-it tape.
And we have that coming.
Oh, yay!
We have that on order.
This is
Probably be
really
here,
good. I'm going to switch to Post-it tape just for time's sake, just
Okay.
because I've used it a lot. But it works the same as this tape, but it's a little bit thicker, as you can see. And it's called Post-it tape, and it is great to use for to use in your projects. All right.
Oh, and watch for it. If it doesn't arrive tomorrow, it'll probably be here Monday.
So what I'm going to do is
Yeah, what are you
actually
gonna do?
put, and I want to show you. I have to do it this way. This is one that I've used obviously previously, and the tape goes through. So the sticky side comes up through the stencil layer, and then I'm going to place my die cut right back in there. So it's going to stay.
Oh, okay. So you're sticking the die cut in.
Yes.
I got it. I got it.
And now I'm going to switch to blues. So I'm going to use the periwinkle and the midnight.
Okay. So we got periwinkle. And
So periwinkle and midnight. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stencil. Oh, here it is. And I'm going to line it up on my die cut here.
Oh, you are.
I am. It
So
just takes a
you
minute.
cut out the die, cut
Yep.
it out, and then you
Do I have
put
another
tape on the
negative
back and
space
you've
there?
stuck it back in
Yeah.
to where you cut it out.
And then I put the stencil on there now.
And now you're putting the stencil over the top of it.
Yep. And then I'm going to put magnets all around it because it's going to stay.
Yeah, the Make Art Station is pretty amazing, Katie. I used them for the first time here doing demos also, and now I have one at home that I use all the time.
And then I'm going to add the periwinkle. Now that we're live, I'm really nervous. I was
You
doing it
don't
like
need to be
I was
nervous
doing
at
it last
all.
night, like no problem. Now I'm like stenciling. So
Oh yeah, I can see that. Might depend on your stencil.
yeah.
I'm just amazed that what you're making right now, what you're inking,
Yep.
is going to be this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to tell you, Kelly, but
I
yes.
can't wait to see it.
Then I'm going to pop over and I'm going to get some of this night sky.
And you're using a different blending?
Yep, I have a different blending.
So you can't keep your blues on the same
I
like you can with
don't, yeah.
distressings.
I don't know if you can or not, but I just thought I'm not going to. I'm going to add a shadow. So it's like, what? You can blend with these?
I
Can you
did
see
not
that?
know that. Yes.
I would have never.
And you can definitely see how you're making the shadow. You're making it darker on one side.
Yep, we're going to make it darker on
and
that side.
And here's the final card, and you can see how it's darker on the left.
And I like that. I could leave it like that, but I'm going to go back just to show with my lighter color, my periwinkle, and I'm going to just blend it in a little bit more. And it looks
It
really
reminds
pretty.
me of coloring with Copics, Katie.
Yes. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love these
Those
colors.
colors are really nice.
So
That's
pretty.
not what I expected from
So
the
then we're going
colors.
to take that off, and look, you have a border around it now.
Oh.
Isn't that great?
That's why you put the stencil back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Aha.
Yeah. That made me go, oh, too. So
Okay,
again,
so
I
now
have
you're
the
doing-
tape, and then I'm going to put this flower as the stencil over my die cut. And maybe I should have
So maybe
done
if-
these ahead of time.
Maybe if people have other die cuts or flowers or whatever, they could kind of do the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. You could,
The-
yeah, cut them out, and then save your negative piece, and then use that to hold that die cut. So when you stencil it, it stays down.
Katie, do you color?
Do I color?
Do you
I do.
clean the foams when you're done?
I don't. I just leave
Okay.
them.
All right.
Yeah.
So just while you're coloring that,
Yep.
I had a question. Katie is using the Wendy Vecchi, if I can get a hold of it here.
Yeah.
The Make Art Station, and it comes in the mini version, which is this one. And would you say it was 6x6?
Yes.
The 6x6, and it comes in a 12x12, and you get the magnets, and you get a magnetic ruler to help you hold your projects or measure, and it's got the grids so you can make things even, and it's designed by Wendy Vecchi, and we have both of them in stock, the mini one and the regular size 12x12. And then she's also using another Wendy Vecchi project called product
Mhm.
called Thank You. It's a stamp, die, and stencil set. And it's nice because you're going to get flowers, but you still get words. And you get the dies, which is what Katie is using. And then you get the stencils, which you can use to color your flowers or make your background.
Maybe I should come closer to you. I'm like, have it all the
You're
way
okay.
towards me.
You're all right.
All right, so now I'm going to show you how to do the leaf, or the leaves. So I'm doing it the same way. I put the tape down, added the die, and now I'm going to put the stencil over it. And this time I'm going to use the leaf green and the peat moss. I better switch those.
Michelle said she has started saving her negatives because it's easier when stamping die cuts. It holds them in
Well,
place.
yeah, it's a great idea. I never even thought about it. All right, so for this one, I'm going to use the little blending brush, and I'm going to use it for blue later, and this side is the green. I'm going to start with my darker one. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of peat moss here because I want the bottom to be darker, and I
So
really
why are
like
you
this.
using the little one? Just because it's smaller and
It's
you're
just
doing
smaller.
a smaller area?
Yep, exactly. And I just want to put a little
That's the detail
pieces.
blending tools.
Yeah,
and
basically it's just adding
Ranger.
details. Yeah, yeah. All right, and then I'm going to add the leaf green over this. You'll notice it's going to blend it all together.
It kind of, what
Oh,
I've
no,
learned
that's
is when
okay.
you go over like sometimes I've stamped with archival ink, like
Yeah.
black, and
Okay.
I don't clean my stamps because it's archival and it's
Right.
permanent.
Yeah.
But if I go and stamp with a light blue archival with the same stamp, it reactivates the black.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
I need to clean my stamps with some alcohol.
I am concentrating.
I can tell.
I am. I'm not verklempt or lack of words. I am just concentrating.
He is concentrating and doing
Look
a
at
fabulous
that.
job.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's neat.
That was just like an aha. So look, you have your dark and your light.
Very, very cool. I love it.
All right, one more. So this time we're going to do this little bud. And I want it to, oops, I better put it in there, huh? So I want it to appear as if the bud is about to bloom. So that's why I'm going to use the detail brush again. And notice, oh my goodness, I need some. That stem's a little tiny. All right, I'm going to put my magnets on there. I'm going to go back and I'm going to use the peat moss again because this stem is tiny.
You want it a little darker?
Yeah, and then I'm just going to go up a little bit because I want where that little base of the flower to be darker. And then I want, since I'm using blue, I want the bud to look like it's going to be blue. So I'm going to go back to my periwinkle. These colors are just so pretty.
They are.
And I'm going to make a little area at the top to make it look like it's a
funny
bud.
because you can't really, like looking at the ink pads themselves, they don't look anything like the colors.
They don't, do they?
The
No.
lids look good. They look pretty matched.
Yeah, but it's so pretty, this periwinkle, so pretty. And then
Yeah,
I'm
what are
going
you
to go
doing now?
back and I use again the dark, so the peat moss. So I'm going to go back to the leaf green, and I'm just going to use my larger one, and I'm going to just blend over it
And
in the middle.
Katie is inking that to get it all blended, and I want to
Yeah.
show you. She did the same project here on a coaster,
Yes.
and she used
And I
some
didn't-
bright colors, and I'll show you the colors, and we will take pictures of all of the inks too, so you'll know what she used. But look at that array of colors with the purples. And then this one I love too, Katie. Gosh, you
Isn't
put
that
that
pretty?
On, yeah, that's a great background.
On the back of the doodle bug.
It's one of her
One of my
doodle
favorite, that linen goes with everything. All right, so we are done inking.
we get
so
to
look
clean.
so look at my little bud.
Oh my
Has
gosh.
a little bit of a blue there. If you wanted to show more, just make it darker or don't go over it with the green as much, the lighter green. All right, so I'm going to clean my stencil, and it is ready to go for the next time or the next colors. And if needed, I could clean this up too. Clean it right up with that alcohol ink. No, alcohol spray.
Alcohol.
Yes. Okay.
For your wounds.
Yes, for your All right. So now moving on, we're going to doodle now. So we've inked them. So I showed you how to ink with Archival and to use a negative space. And now we're going to doodle with them. Now, as Wendy Vecchi made us say, everybody had to raise their right hand and they said, I will not complain about my doodling because it will be ugly. And it will be ugly. The first time you do it, it will be ugly. The second time, I'm going to show you a trick. The second time we'll make it unugly. And you'll go, oh,
Well,
all right?
you know what, Katie?
No pressure on myself.
I used to teach some creative
Yes,
lettering
you
and
did.
stuff, and I always told people to look at your stuff the next day.
Yes.
And it's always, at least in my experience, it's you amaze yourself.
Yes, it's much better the next day. Plus, it's so much better. We're going to doodle once and then twice, and the second is like
Oh, you
the award
are?
winner. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Okay, I have not seen this, so
All
I'm
right.
pretty excited. I'll try to keep focused here.
Okay, so we're going to take that piece of tape, the Post-it tape or your yellow tape, and put it face up, and we're going to put our work on there. So we have just more control over it to hold it. We're going to take a magnet, but we're going to do it felt side up.
Oh.
And then you can still hold it and move it as needed.
Ha ha.
Gives
Trick,
you
trick,
more, yes. All right, then we're going to use a fine tip black pen. I'm using the Le Pen. You can use any fine tip black pen that you have. Ours are 209.
We have the Le Pens, which are great, and we
Oh,
did get
love
the writers
these.
in also, and the writers are permanent ink.
I love
so they
these.
would writers would be nice also. And Susie asked, and there are re-inkers
Mm-hmm.
for the archival inks. We don't have them all in stock, but we'll probably be getting them since Katie's
Yeah,
got
I
this
love these.
sensational thing happening today.
All right, so what we're going to just do is we are going to trace on the edge. Now, it's not going to be perfect. Remember, it's going to be ugly, and that's okay, but we're just going to trace around this edge. And don't try to do it slowly, just go for it.
And don't think about it, wouldn't you say?
Correct. If you want it perfect, do the stamp. But we don't want it to be perfect because we want it to be more whimsical. And this is people find fussy cutting soothing.
You like doodling?
I like doodling. Okay, it's ugly.
I like it personally.
All right, it's okay. But now we're going to add details to it. Then you have to do the second line. So you're going to go over it, trace it a second time. You cannot doodle it perfect. Can you get it in there, Kelly?
Yeah, we're in there.
All right. You can't do it perfect. Your lines will go either in like that. They'll go in, and that's perfectly okay, or they'll go out. And that's the look you want. Or you could drink a bunch of coffee and your hands will shake. It'll even
then
be
you're
better,
good
just
to
like
go.
mine.
It'll be even better.
Yes. But doesn't the second line just make it a
It
little
does,
bit
it
more
does.
nice? Or it just makes it, so now it's not so
good.
ugly.
Well, it looks like it's more purposeful.
Yes.
And that you didn't accidentally get out of the lines, that you mean to be out of the lines.
Yes.
That's what it looks like to me.
So outline it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add some flowers. Now, we like to have a starting point. We're going to just make a circle. It might be a circle, it might be an oval, it might be centered, it may be off-centered. It does not matter. But it's easier to have a starting point and make your petal and have an ending point. And by that I mean, I'm going to start my petals, and remember, my petals are not even, they're not
Right, they're not
perfect,
perfect.
they are just there. So this is how I did it, and this is going to make me nervous doing this on.
I can't wait to try this, Katie.
Oh, so we're going to start at the circle. I know, I can't wait to see what you come up with. And we're going to come down to the circle. Look at that petal, not very, it's just there.
I know it's going to be more.
And then down. So what I'm doing is trying to fill these areas up a little bit. And if I don't, that's okay, because there's a way, something we can do. But notice I can use this
I see that now.
to move
that
that.
has to be a Wendy Vecchi trick.
Oh gosh, all of this is Wendy Vecchi. I didn't come up with any of this.
Wendy Vecchi is always on the lookout for new ways to use her products.
Yes.
And thus the doodling with the stencil and the die, because you don't normally would use your dies like we're using them now, where you're cutting out just a blank flower.
Yeah, she does a great job of, here, buy this, and there's so many different ways you can use it. All right, so there's my flowers, my petals. Notice I made an oops there, but that's okay. And maybe I want to fill in, like this one didn't come very far out here. I didn't get in here, so maybe I'm just going to add one that's going to pop out from underneath of it. And maybe I'll add one over here too. So then you can just kind of fill them in as you want. And then what I'm going to do for my middle, since I made that little oops there, I'm just going to use it as my advantage and make lines.
Oh my
And it
gosh,
all went away.
Gosh, it looks good already.
Yeah.
When you added those lines to the center, that made a big difference.
And then we're just going to add some of the, what do I want to say, veins in here. Now, you can just draw lines if you want to on your smaller ones. Or for Wendy Vecchi, her initials are awesome because it's WV. So you can use a WV, Wendy Vecchi, for your lines.
Oh my
And
God.
I did that quite a bit. So I'm going to do,
You don't think about that. How,
No.
I wonder how she came up with that.
I have no idea, but it is a lifesaver. I mean, it's just so great because I'm putting W's in there.
And you're not even thinking about it.
No, you just go for it. And some of them are smaller, won't maybe hold a W. And there you go.
Oh, Katie, that's
that fun?
amazing. Yes, I love it.
Now, this one we're just going to do, I'm going to show you. Each one has a different kind of doodling thing, but we do want to go on the outside of each one.
You
So
go around
again,
twice again.
yep. And I apologize, I should have had that. Oops, I keep going
That's
off
okay.
of there.
It's all right.
Should have had those already pre-doodled. But
Oh, that's
this
okay.
one, we're going to go in the middle again. And then we're just going to do WVs.
Oh, so you're not drawing the flowers.
Nope, we're not doing petals, we're just doing WVs.
The WVs make it look a little more natural rather
Yes.
than
The
just
petals.
drawing lines.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you don't know they're WVs. They look like great doodling lines.
Yeah.
Luckily,
And then you can, maybe you have some that aren't very long and that you need some, so I just went in and draw lines again. And then I'm going to do lines both ways this time for my doodling.
crisscrossy.
Yeah.
Ooh, how does everybody like that?
Do you like
Lots
the
of hearts.
Good.
Lots of hearts.
Remember, it
Lots
will
of
be
comments
ugly.
about great. It's not though.
Well, the first
It
time.
might look like it to you. I mean, to those who are actually doing it the first
Yeah.
time. But I think what you've done so far looks amazing, Katie.
Thanks. All right, so we have that flower done. Now let's do the bud, because we need to make it look like more like a flower. So of course we have to go around it. Woo! And I'm not going to worry so much about the stem. It's so tiny. But I really kind of went out of the lines. Can you see that?
Katie, you colored out of the lines.
I did. Imagine that. My
Yeah.
blues kind of disappeared there a little bit. I wonder if I would
Gonna
go
add some
in.
in?
Yeah, just see what happens. It kind of got soaked in there. I did kind of soak it with
You can
a
kind
lighter
of see
green.
it on this one pretty well.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to go from this bump over to that bump. So that's where the bud is. And then I want this dark green area to be more defined. And this time I'm just going to use like little squiggly lines over it.
Love it, love it.
And then I'm going to start at the top and just make more of kind of, what do I want to say, rounded lines.
I like rounded lines. That's
Okay.
that's a good word for it.
And this one's going to be a spiral in the middle because it's a bud.
Oh my
There you
gosh.
go.
Oh my gosh.
I know, can you believe that?
No, I can't. I love it.
How it was so plain, and then you add the doodles to it. Instead of, now if you want to use this to be more perfect, that's what it would look like. So you can tell how those are the layers, and then we made it more into a bud.
Mm-hmm.
This has more of the flower layers. All right, the leaves are going to be so much fun. So we're going to go around them, of course. And we make sure that you go around twice.
And we should mention while you're going around
Yeah,
them,
you do
the
that.
stamps. I just want to show the stamp set because you're
Yeah.
getting the stamp set also. And you can do the same type of, can you do the same type of inking and then stamp over it?
Yes, and in the class, people did do that. They were more perfectionists. They called themselves that.
So
And
everyone
the doodling wasn't their thing, but they did do stamping over
yeah,
it.
so you could do your
that,
inking
yep.
and then take your piece
Absolutely.
and stamp the stamps right over the top, and I think that would be pretty cool too.
All right, so I've gone around twice, and now I'm going to add the veins to the leaves. So here's one leaf, and so in the middle bump, I would say, or the middle leaf, and then I'm going to come down to the end. Middle of the leaf, come down to the bottom. Middle of the leaf, come down to the bottom.
See, Katie, you've broken it down into steps, and that's what really makes
I hope that
it.
helps.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, it
And
does.
this is, like I said, it's all Wendy, so she's just an amazing
and
teacher.
You could even leave it like that.
You could. We're going to add, on this one, we're going to add some just lines, kind of more of a shadow on that side.
And Katie's
on the bottom
using
side.
a fine point black pen, like the La Pens.
Yes. Black
And-
point, any of the black pine
And
tip
you
will
could
work.
use that. You could use a writer. We have some other pens from Marvy.
The letter ones.
The lettering pens, technical pens. Is that what they're called?
I'm trying to think.
So-
Yes, they are. All right. So there are all my inked pieces and doodled then also.
And they are ready to go.
They're ready to go, so let's put that card together.
I'd like to.
So here's our card. Remember, we have the stamps or the background to it, and I'm going to cut this little leaf into two so I can use it more in two different places. So I'm just going to chop that in half.
Katie, Alice has a question.
Yeah.
What ink would you stamp with? I suppose if you were going to ink and then stamp over the top.
I think any black would work. I think Archival, I think Memento, anything's going to work over the top because
So
it's not
you could
going
use
to
the
bleed.
jet
Yeah.
black Archival.
Yeah,
I know a lot of
absolutely.
people have that, or Memento, or
Yep. All right, so I am going to, what I like to do when I do cards in such a way is to arrange them first. And I'm going to arrange it. I want to make sure I see both of those. I'm going to have the bud come out up here and then adhere those all down. And then I did do some pop dotting, and I don't think I need to show you how to adhere those down. But so I adhered them down, and you can see it's basically the same card over here, but I did pop dot this one. And this one, I used the Happy Birthday sentiment from the actual stamp set, and then stamped it down there.
well, it's nice because it's got thank you, happy birthday,
Yes.
give it your best, and what's the
Make a
bottom?
wish.
Make a wish.
Yeah, so those are great sentiments to have. And then in the middle, if you make an oops in the middle, you can cover it up with Nouveau drops. And I used Midnight Blue on here.
Oh, I would have guessed that was ebony, but it's midnight.
Yeah, yep. So
Oh,
you can definitely,
gorgeous.
yeah. So if you make an oops in the middle, it's okay. You can cover it up. And I did that with Nouveau drops. And that's basically, that's how
Katie,
you make
that
it.
is amazing. That's super amazing. Oh my gosh.
So I did the same here, the same technique, this actual same stuff. This time though, I used a red, and then this is the distressed ink.
Oh, okay.
Picked raspberries.
So you could use
your
ink.
distressed inks also. And notice you can see the bud a lot better here with the red, how it's coming up. And then I added my favorite, the Posca pen. I added some dots just to brighten it up. So added dots. The thank you is from the stamp set. And then with this one, oh my gosh, I just loved the purples.
Those colors
And those are over
so
here.
Cool.
You can choose from any of them.
Did you use all of these, Katie?
I used this one and these two.
Okay, so she used the first one,
Yep.
cactus flower,
Yep.
and
Majestic Violet.
majestic violet.
Yes. I use those. And then that is the picked raspberries distressed. And
Oh
then
my
just
gosh.
used in coordinating, I think it's carnation pink. And then grapevine.
For your Nouveau drops?
Yeah, but look at how I did my leaves differently.
Yeah,
so I
I
drew
just
the
was gonna
line.
point that
yeah,
out. She
and I
did her
just
leaves
squiggled
differently.
over them. There's so many different ways that you can do your leaves. And then this is from the Honeybee Bitty Buzzwords that I've shown.
Okay.
So friend and then greetings. Now the trick I have with the dot, because I always lose that on my machine.
So that's die cut. Okay.
Yeah, this is die cut, excuse me. Yep, that's
Well, it
die
looks
cut,
stamped from
and then
looking
this
through
is
here.
stamped. And so I just used my black Posca pen, and I added the dot, and then you can't even tell the difference.
yeah.
So it's perfect. But I did add some of the white Posca pen around it. I added an extra flower, and then I put it on one of our coasters.
So it's a nice little
Yeah, so then
display
it will
piece.
display. I feel like I'm channeling my inner Maggie. that I made a little display there.
That
But it's
is
all the
so
same
cool.
techniques. And it does get addictive where you start cutting these. I would just cut a bunch out and then start inking them and playing with different colors.
Well, yeah, you could just cut out a bunch. And
Yeah.
you could have a little party.
Yeah,
A little
little
doodling
party,
party.
kind of like I have a little party here.
She's got a party.
I got a
there.
little party
Katie's always
going
got a
on.
party.
Yeah. So yes, and that, I mean, thanks to Wendy Vecchi, she did an amazing job.
She's
and
a great instructor.
Oh, she is.
Now somebody's asking what point tip the pen is. Do you know, Katie? I know
don't,
it's fine.
It's like a 0.3. I think it's pretty small. I don't know if you can see or if that even helps or something, but it's a smaller one, more of a fine tip pen.
Let's see. This will make me look at. Bev says she's going to look at all her flower stencils
Yes.
differently, and Susie has a tip for everybody.
Yeah.
She previews her layout, and then puts press and seal over it, and then flip it over and glue all the pieces at once and
Oh,
lay it back
that's
down.
a great
good
idea. I really like that. So you put press and seal over the whole thing. It will
lift
lift
it
up,
up,
put
put
your
adhesive,
adhesive,
and
and then
lift
put
it
it back
back.
down. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's a great idea.
And I would think you could reuse your press and seal also.
Yeah, that's a great idea. For next week, I will be back next
Yes.
Thursday, and we are going to use that stamp set again.
Okay, so this we're
But-
using again, the thank you one.
We're going to use these dies. So we're going to use this die and this die. So this is a flower, and then we're going to also use this for leaves. But I do want to show you.
Surprise!
It's actually a pine cone and holly that I am going to
So
show
it's
you
a
how to
different
choose
stamp,
in.
stencil,
Yes.
and die set from Wendy. And what's it called?
It is called Warm Wishes. It's a
Warm
Christmas
Wishes.
stamp.
So we're using a Christmas stamp next week, next
Yep.
Thursday.
and
I want to say same
have-
bat time, same bat channel, Katie. Do you remember that? Maybe you're
I
too
do.
young, but-
No, I do.
Oh, and here's
but
a
look at-
preview.
That's the holly,
Oh my gosh.
and those are the pine cones. So
Oh
I'm
my
going to
gosh.
push you to look at your shapes. Like Teresa says, look at the shapes, not necessarily what it has to be, but the potential what it could be. And so
Katie,
we're going to use that
that's
as
amazing.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so that will be next Thursday. I'm going to show you different techniques. Same flower, so that was from today's, but those are from this stamp set.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we have a request to see
Yeah.
the colors again.
Oh, the ones we used today?
Yeah, the ones you used today.
Oh, well, we can use, they're right here. So I use leaf green, and then for the darker one, I use peat moss.
Okay.
And my blues were periwinkle and night sky. And then the gold was goldenrod.
Okay, and we'll get pictures of all of these inks too. There's a shot where you can see all of them.
Oh, good.
And there's the undo that we talked about and the stamp set. And here are the blending tools that Katie used. And the Make Art Station. And remember, we have all of that grid ribbon in stock, full spools. You can still get it by the foot, but we have full spools. Here are the ink colors that she pulled out for the purples. And her cards. And Katie, that was amazing.
Thank
That
you.
was just
It was a lot of
super,
fun.
Super
And
duper
so
amazing.
many techniques that I learned too. One, I didn't know you could blend with your archival inks. So
Well, I didn't either,
Yeah,
so
I
we
loved
learned
it.
a lot.
and
So
then Janine.
Oh yeah, we need to show Janine's card because
Yeah.
we got in a.
Hey, Janine.
Does she want to show it?
Oh, we can show it.
We got in
All
a
right.
Spellbinders die set. Now this
Isn't that weird?
Yes, that is not the die right
This is
there.
called Be Bold lowercase. So it's this part we're focusing on.
Yeah, the letters.
For
So
$21.99.
there you can see the alphabet. It's
Isn't that
really,
great?
really great. And Janine took a class also on our trade show. And
Oh,
look at
my.
the card they made.
That is so cool.
Now,
Hi.
I know. Did you
Oh
think
my
that H
gosh.
and I are together in the alphabet? And I love it. And Janine said that the background to make it look like a letterboard.
Yes.
They just used their scoreboard
Oh.
and scored the straight lines.
That's phenomenal.
I don't know if it's every ½ inch or 3/4, but you could probably experiment with that.
This is so neat. I
I
love
know.
the colors.
So I thought it was super clever, and
Oh my
Janine
gosh,
brought
I'm
that
gonna
in
get
today. We
this.
texted her and we're like, if you haven't left, bring your cards so we can
Yes.
show it.
So that
And
is the.
what is it called
Be
again?
Bold lowercase.
Be Bold lowercase alphabet dies from Spellbinders. It's $21.99.
It looks like they put
you-
maybe like 3 layers of H's together.
she said you cut multiple layers of
Yeah.
the H and the I, and then you stuck that little exclamation point.
I'm trying to figure out how they made the exclamation point.
And then it does have the numbers with it too.
Yeah, those are great.
We could ask Janine about the exclamation point.
Let's see. I'll go get her.
Go ask her.
Okay.
I'm going to mention we had a question about the full spools of the grid ribbon, and they are $9.99, and you get 25 yards. So you're getting quite a bit, and we've got all the colors pretty much in stock that you might want. So that is available.
No.
Tomorrow we will show, we'll go through and show all of our items that are on clearance. And you can also go online and go to our clearance section. We have been making room for a new product because we know we have trucks on the way with lots of new stuff. So
Janine won't come on
where
camera.
did she get the exclamation point?
Finally.
I know, she's like, I don't need to be on camera. Where's
ex-
about the exclamation point?
There was a little set of the, just like the,
Oh, there's another set of dies.
Oh, okay.
There's a set
There you
of,
go.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you,
I didn't
Janine.
bring it, I'm sorry.
No,
Well,
that's
Janine,
okay.
it's over. We have it. It's over on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
You want to
go
go look and see if we have it? Yeah, that'd
If
be
we
great.
go to the Spellbinders, go to Dies and go to Spellbinders, you'll find this. And Janine just reminded me, there's a set of dies that has like hashtag marks and punctuation, and she went to get it. I don't know, can we stall for
I
like
know.
10 seconds while Janine goes and gets
All right.
it?
Why don't we meet her halfway? Should
Oh,
we
we
meet her?
could, we
We can
could.
meet her halfway. And look at our really pretty display of all the new.
Oh yeah, look at this,
Isn't it
everybody.
neat? It just makes you ready for spring, doesn't it? All right, Janine, we're meeting ya.
Janine, Maggie
Oh.
says to tell you hello.
Oh,
Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Everybody says hi, Maggie. Okay, there it is.
that is.
And
I love this.
I knew that, but I
Be bold,
forgot.
punctuation, and more.
So
Oh,
here's-
okay.
So here's everything, Katie.
Okay, there we go.
If you
Oh,
want an alphabet, or if you have an
I
alphabet,
really like this.
if you have an alphabet set that's this size, that card idea is amazing. I really thought that was clever.
So, Janine, did you cut these the whole alphabet out in like yellow and then blue, then red, then green, or just the letters?
Just the letters.
Just the letters?
They're not.
Okay.
Janine cut out the letters that she
Jeez.
needed.
It's a good thing Janine likes to work with these little things, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a
I love
nice
this.
alphabet. So
It is.
thank you,
It's a
thanks
great
Janine.
card.
Thanks for bringing that in today, and thanks everyone for joining
Yeah,
us and being
thanks
here
for
with Katie.
hanging it in there with us.
And we're going to be back tomorrow morning, and
Yeah.
we have a special guest tomorrow.
Oh,
A
do we?
A customer guest. Not
Oh,
that you aren't
yay.
special, Katie. You are.
Oh, that's okay,
But we
but
have
I
a
get it.
customer. Sarah is coming in tomorrow and showing us how to make an easy shaker card.
Oh,
So-
wonderful. Oh,
so
shaker
we'll be
cards.
back. We'll be back tomorrow.
All right, thank you.